Pick a card. What do people secretly want to say to you but don't? Here are your options, and I'll see you at your reading. Hi, pile number one. My name is Griselle with Toughdolltarot, and I'm here to do your reading. Today, we're going to be looking at what do people secretly want to say to you? What do people secretly wish to say but won't say? Now, if I'm talking a little bit funny, I have had a bone graft. Yay, me. Super excited for me. And so that would be why. But we're going to just keep it pushing. What do people secretly wish to say to you? You chose this lovely image on the right-hand side of the screen. So the downloads that I got for you, people actually have meditated, ruminated, procrastinated on telling you this. Now, I have to tell you also that with the image with a huge dandelion, I want to share a really quick story that happened to me. My friend and I were swimming in her pool, and I saw this gigantuous dandelion, and I had to have it. So I kept my eyeball on it, and after a swim, I asked her if I can pick it. I know it's kind of a silly thing, but you know, respect. And she, of course, said yes. So I picked it, and this thing was ginormous. If I find it in my film, I'm going to insert it here, just so you can look for a reference. But it was so big, and I was so thrilled. And I treasured it, and I, walked to the car with it, get in my car, and I'm holding it, and I'm like, all right, I'm just going to hold it, and I'm going to drive, and sure shooting, I turn on the AC, and I'll be darned if this thing just doesn't blow. The big old seeds pelt my forehead like 1,000 pellets. It was a little bit wild. So yeah, I should be embarrassed, but that's exactly what happened. And I feel like from this story I get is that there's a lot of possibilities, a lot of beginnings, a lot of seeds to sow. Wink, wink, if you will. So those are the downloads that I got so far. So today we're going to be using the Santa Muerte Tattoo Tarot, and this new deck is called Big Eyes Dream Tarot. So I'll be using those two, and anything else that should happen to pull up, we'll just go from there. I'm going to go ahead and do the shuffle, and I'll see you at your reading. Pile number one. Here is your reading. What do people secretly want to say to you, but won't or haven't just yet? I'd like to take a moment to thank each and every one of you for being here, even if it's just out of curiosity. Hopefully you'll get something out of it, and if not, hopefully you'll at least get a laugh. Pile number one, you have the Nine of Pentacles. You have the Ace of Swords. You have the Six of Swords. You have the Knight of Pentacles. You have the Ace of Pentacles. And you have the Seven of Swords. Look at her face. So, pile number one. If you missed the intro at all, then we are here to see what do people secretly want to say to you, but won't. I might be talking funny because I've had a lovely bone graft just in time for Halloween. Yay, cadaver bones in the mouth. So, pile number one, people secretly want to say that they really admire how you've done things alone by yourself, or that you have incredible personal autonomy. I feel like people want to know how much you make or how you do it, how you are self-sufficient. How do you come about that? I also feel like this dress is in the form of a cat. It's dualistic. So I feel like people want to just talk to you about how you are very dualistic. You're incredibly, I want to say incredibly feminine was the first thing that came out of my brain. But pile number one doesn't necessarily have to be. This could be a divine masculine that is in their feminine power. And this could be someone such as like a composer, a music director, or someone who is really in tune with their emotions, and maybe perhaps their trade, their job, and so on and so forth really relies upon them being open with their emotions or their feelings and thoughts and so on and so forth. So palette number one, we have the Ace of Swords, and this is yes, clarity, incredible clarity. I feel like you are somebody who can cut through the nonsense, the BS, and so on and so forth. I feel like also people want to say that you have an incredible propensity for even dissecting yourself. And hope I don't get flagged. Listen, you guys, no kidding. My last video got flagged because of pile number one's image, which is really interesting. But pushing on forward, keeping it pushing. The Ace of Swords right here really indicates that you're willing and able to even cut off anything that doesn't suit you, including things about yourself, that you can really admit and speak the truth about even your own weaknesses and be incredibly fair and balanced in that manner. Like you're not out just pointing, hey you. You're all about this versus you. And with that being said, pile number one, I definitely feel also that you have almost like a village mentality. Like what is good for the collective? What is good for the village? What is good for us, all of us? And I feel like that's incredibly unusual. It's very striking. It's very unusual, very different from what is out there, okay? Because everything is me. Also, I'm also hearing that people are really fascinated how you're not a pick-me. You're not a pick-me girl, pick-me guy, okay? So pile number one, we have the Six of Swords right here. Science, objectivity, problems resolved, calm waters, warning through rough seas, surprise, revelation, and canceled travel. So I'm going to say first off is what I'm really noticing is the skies. I feel like people definitely look up to you and they want to say that, but they don't really know how, or they feel like it would be corny or silly or weird. Also, this gives me a little bit of the vibe of the Northern Lights as well. And I feel like you can see, I'm hearing rite of passage. So maybe perhaps you've experienced a rite of passage and you've finally taken a hold of it and people are really admiring that. But also, people want to talk to you about how you get to calmer waters, how you get out of situations that appear beyond your control, that appear that it would totally engulf you, that sort of a thing, or that it would engulf and overcome other people. But they want to take, like, I feel like people want to come to you for advice, okay? That's what I'm getting. And it's simply because of your example, like your life and the way that they've seen you somehow, some way navigate it. Pile number one, I'm like, what is this? So we have the Knight of Pentacles right here. My 12-year-old is coming out, my immature 12-year-old. So I'm seeing this as almost like a bralette or something like that, little bra. So I'm going to say the Knight of Pentacles right here really talks about how you tread carefully, you make maneuvers after a long thought process, okay? So I feel like you could be the dark horse, the dark stallion. I know this theme has been coming through in my readings as of late on this channel. This is my second channel. My first one is called PsychicMD, where I have over 700 videos for you to peruse that are similar in nature, a little bit longer, a lot bit longer. But I'm going to say right here with the Knight of Pentacles, this right here is talking about how you take time to really analyze things. You keep things to yourself. You ruminate, maybe even perhaps. And people want to know, like, what is your thought process and how do you come to conclusions to get yourself out of situations that are not beneficial or helpful or desirable. Now, pile number one, I have the Ace of Pentacles right here. And yeah, this is about you taking your time. You really thinking things through. And it just seems like there's a cloud over your head. I feel like you're an overcomer. Regardless of what has transpired in your life, you have managed to look regal, to look beautiful, to look handsome, to look like you are in control of your life one way or another, regardless of the hand that you've been dealt with. And I really interesting that this coin is right on her throat chakra. So maybe again, this alludes to like you speak truth and you speak solidness into people's lives and into your own, regardless of how you might think or feel about it, in order to help yourself to kind of proceed, or other people to really have a great new beginning that is going to be helpful to them. Okay. So I just saw 7-Eleven right here. Maybe y'all are going to 7-Eleven or convenience store to grab a snack or something, grab gasoline. I don't know. But pile number 1, 7 of Swords right here. This is definitely like doing it my way. This is, you're going to do it regardless of who thinks what about you or how people feel about the circumstances. I feel like you have a specific wish and you go after things. And I'm looking at this big old full moon and the moon right here. You could have a tie to pile number 3. I haven't done the reading just yet, but if you feel like you're in between 2 reads, maybe perhaps you have a little bit of a message in each one. Now, keep in mind, these are general readings, right? So optimistically for the masses, if you'd like a personal reading, that link is in the description box below. Now, what people would really want to say to you, but won't, they really admire how you make moves, how you kind of keep things close to your chest with this dark horse right here, how you really follow your intuition and you navigate things without speaking a word to anyone else. I feel like a lot of people could be a little bit looky-loo. And I heard on your page, so I don't know, whatever social media is, I'm not going to list them because y'all know what they are. But if you're on any kind of social media, if you share pictures, if you share texting and things like that with other people, I feel like those get passed on to other people, unbeknownst to you. And I feel like there's an equal admiration for how you make your moves and how you're determined you're going to do it your way. End of story. Because you know what's best for you. And I do feel like there could be some kind of a cloud of like depression or oppression, or maybe even perhaps both, over your head, and people see how you've navigated it and overcome that as well. If there has been a history of mental illness or mental issues, which my heart definitely goes out to you, anything like depression or, all the issues, Chriselle, then I'm just going to say that people really look up to you in admiration and how you've overcome it, and how maybe perhaps you even talk about it, but you navigate it quietly, and then you could really share about it later after you've overcome like milestones and so on and so forth. So it doesn't necessarily have to be, but I do feel like that could be a factor. Now, pile number 1, you have the Queen of Wands, and I pulled these right here with the Santa Muerte cards, and this is who might potentially be wanting to talk to you and hasn't been able to. So I feel like even the skeleton, this lady right here is, let's get closer, folks, shall we? I feel like she's yodeling or something. She's calling. She's like, hello, pile number 1. I would like for you to lend a little bit of light on my case. But you know what? They're shielding their entire mind. It's like they want to reach out to you. They want to talk to you. And this could even be strangers, believe it or not. People that are maybe even in your industry, or people that you go to the store and they're like, wow, you seem kind of like you're in the loop, you're in the know, or you seem very empowered. Can I get a couple of tips from you? That sort of a thing. But I do have people that, with this impression here that she's kind of yelling, maybe people that aren't very close to you, maybe geographically, that want to kind of go, hey, they want to do a shout out to pile number 1. Maybe it's an interview. Can we get a little, insight in how you navigate, how you listen to spirit, how it is that you move in spite of all the obstacles and you do what needs to be done, and how that is inspiring others. I really feel, pal, number 1, that you could be somebody who also serves as a direct inspiration for younger people as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be, but I'm definitely getting younger people here. I feel like people could like I heard they like your estilo, they like your style, but also they admire the way you navigate things. A little bit like in your face. I heard balls to the wall. Sorry about that. But that's what I heard. And let's see what we have here. We have the Knight of Swords right here. So this person, is swallowing the sword. It's really interesting because right here, it's a similar idea, is it not? But I feel like people that swallow their words, people that really can't articulate what they have to say or are fearful about the power of their words and the repercussions thereof, really want to take note. And this could be, in particular, a person who wants to be like a knight in shining armor, somebody who's usually typically very direct, but all of a sudden they find themselves impaled by their own words. Sorry if I'm not speaking clearly. Again, I might have Fred's toe in my mouth. You know, those bone grafts are interesting. But pile number one, I just saw 1212 on the camera right now. And I'm going to say that this could be people that typically would be very svelte, very smooth, very proactive in approaching and speaking to you. But I feel like these very people that are seen as like extroverts or very bold or very not afraid of anything, I feel like they have a little bit of fear in speaking with you. This could be, I feel like this could be about romance, and this other one could be who wants to talk to you about business, okay? So it's interesting. And it doesn't necessarily have to be, but that's just some ideas. Now, pile number one, let's get maybe one more, two more. What do people secretly want to say, and whom? Okay, King of Cups. Yeah, I was definitely feeling romantic vibes. I feel like this king is definitely somebody from your past, not necessarily, but I feel like they have a lot to say. They wear their heart on their sleeve, but they don't really know how to navigate it anymore, simply because the number 1313 is on camera right now, simply because they have been burned by love before, or they have been led astray. And when I say that, they have led themselves astray, okay, by love. So the cup of suit, the suit of cups is definitely one that's like, I'm in love with love sort of a vibe, right? And I'm just going to say for this person right here in particular, they could have been through all the, this is not going to stay. I'm in love with love. And then they go through, oh, wow, this is the one for me kind of a thing, shiny. And that doesn't work out. And now I feel like they want to come towards you. They want to speak their truth, but they're a little bit afraid that they cannot trust their own opinions and their own voice. Okay, so let me get two from this and then we'll be done. Pile number one, any more information right here? Self-esteem. Yeah, people want to talk about your self-esteem and how you have achieved this glow up, this show up. How is it that you are fully able to embrace yourself, or at least that's how it appears from the outside world. Keep in mind, this is other people's perspective. And then judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. Yes. So I feel like this is taken in consideration everything in your process of elimination. People really secretly want to say to you how lovely they feel like you are, how beckoning, but how standoffish as well. It's almost like you are indeed like a star, and they want to come closer to the star, but they're afraid that you might not welcome them into your own personal space, or take them under your wing, or be open and vulnerable with them. That's that sort of a thing, and so on and so forth. And this is going to be people also that would surprise you. People that are like married, people that have businesses, people that already have like love established or whatever the case. But for whatever reason, they are drawn by your autonomy is the biggest thing that I get. So that's what I have for you. Much, much love to you. Do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed it, or if you even found this amusing. And until next time, namaste. Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Toughdolltarot, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number two. Pile number two. I'm going to light a little bit of sagey sage to get things going here. What do people secretly want to say to you? So pile number two, you chose this image on the right hand side of the screen, right over here. And I have to tell you, I was torn between using this image and one other one, but this just pulled me, okay? So I feel like, well, let me tell you downloads first. The downloads I got is a dark attraction. These people feel like there is a dark attraction, almost like a forbidden kind of attraction towards you. They feel attracted, but shouldn't. They're fascinated with your tattoos, if you have any, or they're fascinated by your skin, or both. Also, that you smell really good. I know that's really weird. But here we are, pile number two. Also, that you could look like a little bit brooding looks. And they want to get well acquainted with the layers of you. That's definitely something that I was getting, is that there is so much more than what seems to you on the surface level. And people want to get to know you. They want to get to know you intimately. Take that however you will. Also, pile number 2, I'd like to take a moment to thank you guys for being here. Thank you so much. Appreciate all of your likes and your shares and your comments. These are the decks that we are using today. This one's a sun thumb that you can't really see because it's worn. And what else? Oh, yeah. And if you hear me talking funny, and if you did not listen to the other pile, I did have a bone graph. And so TMI, here you go. So we have cadaver bone in the mouth just in time for Halloween. Why not? So I'm going to go ahead and do your shuffle, and I'll be back with your reading. Pile number 2. What do people secretly want to say to you, but don't? Just going to add a little bit of smoky smoke here, just because we can. Pile number 2. You have the 5 of Swords. You have the Queen of Pentacles. You have the 10 of Wands. You have the King of Pentacles. You have the 9 of Swords. You have the 5 of Wands. Wow. So first thing I want to say, pile number 2, is that you also seem to be on a super stealth mode. People really wonder about you. I feel like you can definitely be an introvert. You can be an INFJ on the Myers-Briggs as well. But I'm going to say with the 5 of Swords here in combination with the Queen of Pentacles, people wonder, first of all, about your love life. I feel like you're very closed mouth. If you're dating anyone, I feel like it's on the down low. If you're indeed partnered already, not much is said about that. Everything is kept on the hush-hush or very private. You could be a water sign. For some reason, I'm getting like Scorpio, Cancer vibes. Doesn't necessarily have to be. Also, pile number 2, I'm getting, to me, this looks like forks for some reason. So I'm getting that people are interested in what you eat. What do you like to eat? I don't know why that would be, but hey, maybe they want to take you out to lunch or dinner or something like that. It's kind of funny. Maybe you have a very strict physique. And yeah, people are really curious about your diet. Now, I can't help but notice a lot of 5s right here. And I feel like one thing that people really want to talk to you about and say to you, why all the changes? Why all the fluctuations? It seems like at any point in time, you are changing this or that in a massive manner. And it seems like you're kind of restless, almost like you don't settle down. I don't mean settle down in relationships, although that could be kind of a trait as well. I feel like settle down as in your mind doesn't feel at ease or you don't feel settled. Based on the picture as well, this beautiful picture, pile number 2, I feel like you could be someone who ruminates a lot, and people really want to know what's going on in your head. And part of that is they want to know what troubles you, because I see the 9 of Swords right here. And I have the 10 of Wands. So it appears that you have a lot of things that are weighing heavily upon you, that you carry the weight of the world sometimes. Pile number 2, you could definitely be like my tarot readers, psychics, massage therapists. If you're in any kind of those arts, I'm going to say that it's going to be very important to cleanse yourself maybe a little bit better and protect yourself a little bit better, because you could be carrying the weight of other people, the people that you service, the people that you come in contact to. in a contact with directly could be really affecting your aura. So you could be feeling a tad bit of sadness or carrying around this kind of psychic debris. I'm just going to say it that way. Now, I feel like also some of you guys could be prone to anxiety about things that you have to do for other people or obligations that you feel like you have to meet. And people really want to know a little bit more about this. Maybe you take care of your family. Maybe you have like a special needs sibling or something that you're responsible in taking care of as well. Or maybe perhaps you take care of parents that cannot care for themselves, whether physical, mental, emotional. Also, with the King of Pentacles right here, it definitely appears to me that you could be someone who is focused on your success and on being solid, okay? So you're viewed as somebody who really takes care of business regardless, and that you suffer no fools, but by the same token, it seems like sometimes you could come across as, I don't know, how your energy could feel a little bit heavy or guarded, okay? Now, pile number 2, I almost see like a cat on its hair. So maybe some of you guys have a cat. Maybe some of you guys have a nose ring. I forget what that one's called. I like it though. I like them all. I like all the piercings. So maybe perhaps you are a very good listener and people come to you with their issues and their problems. And that's part of the weight of the world that you are carrying as well. Now, pile number 2, you have the 5 of Wands right here. And this can indicate like battles with other people. But it seems to me like it's like you against the world in some ways. And if we bring this closer, it seems to me that these people, like right across the mouth right here, like they are gagged or something, almost like they can't speak. These are like silent wars or silent battles that you're fighting. And people, especially those that want to become like close friends or are close friends, wish that you would communicate your silent battles with them as well, okay? Because it seems to be like you're fighting a war against the world. And yeah, and I feel like that could be really distressing, of course, but you say nothing. I feel like something very stoic about you. I just saw 5:58 right now on the clock. That could mean something to someone. So with the Queen of Pentacles right here, it seems like people actually want to know, how is it that you carry the weight of the world and you manage to stay on top, that you manage to at times find peace within you? How is it that it appears you don't need anyone else? Maybe you have eyes on the lighter side, right? Maybe you're a little bit on the dark haired and then lighter eyes, which is very eye-catching, by the way. Maybe, again, you have tattoos or you dress in colors that are a little bit jewel toned or something that makes it pop. And something about it is simple but very attractive. So you could just wear colors that really contrast to you. And that alone is gripping. So I'm feeling like with material, you like to have material that's comforting to you. Maybe you're neurodivergent, not neurotypical. And people want to ask you about that. So yeah. So pile number 2, people want to talk to you about if you're a parent, like your parenting style, or how do you play your cards to become this Empress. Now, also, I feel like there could be parents out there that want to talk to you, but this could be like a maternal figure, or doesn't really matter. Somebody who is actually hiding their cards, hiding their face, even they're wearing a mask. So somebody who really wants to get into the psychology of you. There's a lot of flowers right here blooming, but this person is masked, right? And I'm going to say that this person doesn't want to come outright and say, how do you do things, or why do you feel a certain way? I almost feel like with this thing, I don't know what it's called. I feel like if you get close, they can club you, that kind of a thing. And then they have like the bleeding heart, the sacred bleeding heart right here. So this can be somebody who is dualistic of mind and heart. They come towards you and they want to talk to you about something, but it's really about something else. So yeah, I feel like they're on your radar anyways. If this rings a bell for others of you, they want to talk to you about your parenting style and how do you parent so well, and how do you manage and balance things out. How is it that you have been all of the queens and then it doesn't matter, male or female, you've embodied all of those energies, and now you are the Empress, which is abundance. This could also be pregnant with ideas, pregnant with seeds of a new business. You always have different ideas that you're willing to chase down after you sift through the ones that are most viable. And people want to get an idea on what you would think about their own life and so on and so forth. Yeah, I feel like you spit facts. I feel this with the Ace of Pentacles. So right here, I'm feeling like some of you guys like Eminem. I love Eminem. I really have adored him since, but I feel like maybe some of you guys can rap, or some of you guys can just spit facts. And I feel like what people want to say to you, but aren't able to for whatever reason, or they hold themselves back, is something about like Jiminy Cricket, like your conscience. You speak about whatever is in your conscience. And I feel like also people want to, I heard this, I got to say, that means like basically get rid of getting things off your chest. They want to get things off of their chest, and they want to spit truths out that will really help you along your journey. But for some reason, they feel like it's so old that if they spoke on this, it would not be beneficial. It's like bringing up old stuff, but they know that this would help you and make your life easier some way, somehow. So I feel like a lot of these people are simply selfish and really looking out for themselves. I don't know. I feel like you have a lot of takers. You could have people that are, you know, we're all on the spectrum, narcissistic. Maybe these people are a little bit narcissistic, or a lot of it, and they really just care about themselves. And so when they speak, I feel like you're going to clock them immediately. Instead of speaking things that can breathe life into you, they are speaking things that can really just take and sap your energy. And I feel like maybe that's why you are guarded, and maybe you as well can wear a front or a mask in front of others. Pile number 2, we have the Star. So people want to ask you, what inspires you? How is it that you fight through life? And you could be in a constant battle. Maybe other people come for you on social media. Maybe people come for you in real life. Maybe people are gunning for you at the workplace, and yet you keep your eye on the prize. And it could be that maybe your first 3 chakras are underwater. Maybe they're, I just saw the number 1111 on my clock. So this could be that maybe, you know, things need to get balanced. Your first 3 chakras need to be rebalanced. But people want to know, how is it that you pursue? What is it, your desire? What is on your mind? How do you follow your North Star in spite of all the combat that goes on around you? Maybe you are a soldier, in fact, or somebody in I don't know, contact sports or street fighting. I don't know your life, right? But it seems like there's a constant battle around you. Wherever you go, there you are, right? And I feel like you could serve to stir up emotions in people that almost like I'm hearing that they would rather die than regurgitate or bring to you. I feel like there's a lot of prideful people around that really want to speak to you and ask you things or talk to you about things, but they won't. I also feel like they want to get a bird's eye view. I have this little nosy Nelly of a jaybird over here hopping, and it keeps climbing up a higher branch and so on and so forth. So I feel like they keep trying to get a higher perspective of you, just to get an overview of what you're all about. You could have a lot of looky-loos in your life as well. Pile number 2 with the star right here. People want to know. It's like you follow your North Star. How do you do it in spite of? How do you overcome all the obstacles? And can you please help me overcome my obstacles? Can you please help me find my North Star? How is it that everything is so clear? How is it that you make moves in the middle of the night without other people knowing? How is it that you overcome every adversity? And it seems like you win regardless. And yet you don't celebrate and you don't gloat like other people would. You don't sit there and go, ha, you know, I won that round, or I won up this person, and so on and so forth. With any of the battles that you fight, I feel like you hold them silently. I feel like you're very spiritual. You connect with spirit, with maybe even ancestors on the other side that are supporting and guiding you. And people want to know a little bit more about their ancestors. I'm hearing they want to know a little bit about their journey. Can they imitate you? Why is it that you're able to do these things? How is it that you're able to make these maneuvers and follow your dream. Let's get maybe 2 more, pile number 2. Thank you so much for being here. And again, thank you for all the comments and all the ideas and all the subscriptions. It's really super cool to connect with you guys like that. The Emperor. Okay. I feel like what people want to say, secretly want to say to you, but won't, is that they feel like you are the ideal match, the perfect counterpart, the perfect soulmate, twin flame, whatever you want to call it. I feel like I'm hearing, to me, you are perfect. Now I'm looking at this guy that has this, I can't say what it is because obviously I'll get flagged for it. But, you know, I feel like these people would guard your connection if you were to come into union, into connection. And I feel like what people secretly want to say is that even though they have a spouse or a mate and so on and so forth, that they feel like you would be a better match, a better connection. Now, we never condone on this channel getting in people's ways or breakups or meddling in other people's relationships. That is definitely not my MO at all. I feel like that brings about bad juju, bad karma, but I'm just telling you what people are thinking, okay? Yeah, and then radical change, a death card. So I feel like this could be somebody who you are no longer in contact with. There's a crib right here, and she is about to give birth to a new life right here. So I feel like this could be somebody that you have left behind to form a new life, or that has left you behind to form a new life, that you took different paths, right? And then we have the Lovers. Yeah, there was a different choice to be made. You have a lot of people also who like ruminate and reminisce about your connection of old, even if you didn't choose each other or you moved on from that. And I feel like with this heart, the Sacred Heart right here, they're looking as if you have the key, but they're unwilling to say anything, which to me is like, come on now. Come on now, like we're adults, and let's kind of grow up and realize that, you know, time is not limitless. We all have a timer on our loaf of bread. That sounds really bad, but you get what I'm saying. We're here for a minute, and then the next minute, who knows? So that is what I have for you. Much love to you. Let me know if you resonate with this. Until next time, namaste. Hi, pile number 3. My name is Griselle with Toughdolltarot, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 3. What do people secretly want to say to you, but won't or haven't just yet? What do people secretly want to say to you? What do they wish to say? You chose this lovely image on the right-hand side of the screen. And the downloads that I got are as followed. People love to watch you unobserved. They admire how you flow through life, how you walk, how much in tune you are with your emotions. And they also want to know, most especially above all else, what do you feel? How do you feel? So we're going to get a little bit more information. The 2 decks that we are using are the Big Eyes Dream Tarot and the Santa Muerte. I'm going to be using these 2 decks. So I'm going to go ahead and do the shuffle. See you in a bit. Pile number 3. Thank you guys so much for being here. I want to thank you for all of the likes, shares, comments, and so on and so forth. Keep it coming if you can. Super encouraging for me. This is my second channel. My very first channel is called PsychicMD, where I have been shadow banned, and unfortunately I've given it less attention. I got to get back on it. Pile number 3, what do we have for the, what do people secretly want to say to you, but haven't or won't? 2 of Swords. Well, that's iconic, ironic. The Star. Wow. Okay. Pile number 3, we have the Devil. We have the 6 of Swords. We have the Page of Pentacles. We have the Ten of Cups. So first off, pile number 3. What do people secretly want to say to you but won't? I feel like this has to do with the stalemate situation. You are not speaking to this person. That's why they won't say. Person can have like gypsy features. I'm getting that because of the little turban and the hairstyle right here. Also, this could have to do with your dream, or this could have to do with your North Star. If you are, maybe even Aquarius is indicated right here, Capricorn, some of the earth signs, maybe even Taurus, Libra. But pile number 3, what I'm getting right here is somebody who's riveted on you. They're super focused on you. Their attention is, yeah, they feel shackled and chained, like they can't look away sort of a thing. And yet they have a mask on right here. They could wear glasses or something about their eyes, but they're definitely very closed-mouthed. They're not wanting to say much of anything. They don't want to give anything away, but their hands are tied and they feel like they're left stuck in limbo, watching you, looking at you. And this could have to do with maybe you moving away or making moves that is going to take you away from them. So if this is a Capricorn, this can be a little bit like, what is it that you're chasing? What is it that you're after? What they want to say to you is, what cloud covered the skies that took you away from me, sort of a thing, or that you are making moves that I really don't understand. I don't have clarity on it. I don't agree with it. What has come in between us, sort of a thing. And there's definitely a lot of emotion, but I feel like, you know, this card, emotion rocked the ocean. And what it is that they can't kind of get over it. They can't move on, but I also feel like they can't speak their truth. Now, pile number 3, what I have right here is the Page of Pentacles. And what they want to know is that, what are you depositing your time and energy on? What is it like? What higher power are you praying to? Are you meditating? Are you in connection with like spirit or God? Or I'm hearing the you know, the Kabbalah. I mean, I don't know, all the things. So I'm just going to say that they want to know, like, what belief system are you following? Because it seems like you're distracted or on the wrong path. I feel like that's what they would say. But this person is shackled. Keep in mind, these people feel like they have to refrain from speaking. Or maybe this means that if they do speak on this, that you will kind of move on, or that you will not you not let them in, that kind of a thing. Now, before I started your reading, I kept seeing hearts, like even out, I'm all in the wilderness. No, out in the woods. Okay, so I was looking at the trees and the formations and so on and so forth, and I just kept seeing hearts. So some of you guys have the yin and the yang, or people feel like you're the yin to their yang, or the yang to their yang, and so on and so forth. Like, you balance them, and that is why they're riveted and focused on you. Pile number 3, they feel like they cannot control you. Something about your eyes, also, that you're closing your eyes to their quandary or their issues. We have the 10 of Cups right here. So this can involve family matters. This can involve extended family, nuclear family, a family of choice. It doesn't make a difference. It's just anybody that you consider really super close. And I feel like with all of this, what's in the air is a lot of emotion that is coming across like clouds, right? So there's a lot of emotion that's coming through, and I feel like maybe you can even feel that from a distance. And then we have here almost like the ray of hope right here. So I do feel like they want to ask you, you know, what is a North Star? What is it that is good news for all of us? That sort of a thing. And I'm getting connection, but I'm also getting that maybe somebody has a pregnancy here that is unspoken of, or that they want to speak on, that maybe you're not privy to. This is not for everybody. Keep in mind, we're reading optimistically for the masses, right? So pile number 3. This could be the 9 of Pentacles. Okay. This could be that people want to speak to you about how much you're making, how you're self-sufficient, how you don't need much of anything. Also, this appears to me almost like an origami, or like a Chinese puzzle, or one of those like Rubik's Cube puzzles, right? And I feel like they're trying to work things so that it makes sense to them, so it's logical to them. they're not really getting it. And I feel like they want to come towards you and ask you, can you please explain, or I don't get it. And all these leaves like falling through the wind. I feel like this could be like harsh words spoken, or even this connects to me to, I think pile number 1. Yep, I knew that was a connection. Pile number 1, where this card on the right was like the Queen of Wands, and the girl was kind of yelling or yodeling or whatever. And it seems to me like there's a lot of like wind being carried by that voice. So even if you're not in communication, I feel like there's still shrapnel or falling debris regarding this, that somebody definitely wants to talk to you. They could be controlling, fixated, obsessive, and so on and so forth. This could indeed be a lover. This came out in, I think, pile number 2. But I feel like this is like they're looking at what is the key in order to open up communication. What is the key so that this person can hear me properly? And so on and so forth. This person is looking for a solution, and this person is simply looking at the heart itself. So you're looking at things in 2 different ways, which makes sense why the 2 of Swords is here. So there's a lot of thought process, a lot of I'm taking my experiences with me, and we're going to keep it pushing sort of a thing. But most of all, I feel like with the flow of life, people want to know, like, how do you walk with ease? How do you sleep at night knowing that there's a lot of controversy around you? How is it that you are at peace? How you seem to be flowing and thriving, and how you feel so beautiful and in tune, right? With that big old moon and the image that you chose, a big old beautiful moon. It seems like prosperity is following you, and how the moon is just giving you answers, and you continue following it. And they want to know, how do you do that? And how do things work for you when it doesn't seem rational? Okay, so we have the 9 of Cups. Yeah, it's like a wish fulfillment. How do you get your wish fulfillment based on the risks that you take? This is what we want to know. This is what people want to ask you. I feel like people that see you on a day-to-day basis also want to know how interesting it is that you observe all the delicate things in the world. And yet it seems like, I mean, this person is coming out of the grave. They're taking a risk, right? And it seems like you can have a connection to butterflies, or butterflies can be a special sign for you. They could be visitations, or it seems like you flutter about life as a butterfly, and that you navigate it so well that you always get your wish fulfillment. And people want to know, like, how do you do that? I don't understand. It doesn't make any logical sense. It's not like you're the rest of us following a template that we've been given, or that we've been, you know, told. You have to, you know, have a diverse financial portfolio in order to make things work. And otherwise you will always be working for the man, and yet you just do things on your own, and it seems to work for you. Yeah. 5 of Swords. This could be people that want to come towards you with harsh words, with fights, with issues. But also I feel like you have people that want to give you their whole heart, that really have emotion and feeling towards you, but they are shielding their mind, and they're shielding this basically. So I feel like it could be that they're extending their heart towards you, but they don't really want to say a lot. They want to know if you're a safe person, if you're going to take it in a good way, or if you're going to use their heart for nefarious reasons. Now, for a select few of you, I feel like people want to bring battles to you, and they pretend to want to extend their heart. And this can go back to this Capricorn right here. It's like, well, this person's like focused, riveted, and maybe even obsessed with you, but they want to bring battles to your doorstep. They want to come with a swiftness and bring, you know, like hellfire on your doorstep. So you're going to want to have to watch out for that. Pile number 3. Most of all, I get the flow. I feel like you've been through a lot, and people want to know, how do you handle that pain and get better, not bitter? How is it that you've experienced a glow up? How do you retain some of your magical thinking and abilities, and have that work out for you, and not get bitter or upset and turn like everybody else? 3 of Cups, yeah, and the 10 of Swords. In spite of all the harsh endings that you've had, in spite of all the difficulties, people want to know, how do you continue celebrating? How do you continue keeping it pushing forward? And how is it that you find your people in spite of all the nastiness and the things that people talk about you sometimes? And I feel like you know it, but I feel like you're thinking, well, that'll take care of itself. And, you know, even a child is known by his actions and its words. So you're not even worried about that. I feel like there could be a lot of lies and things spreading about you, but you kind of mind your business and stay in the moment and make a concise effort to really focus on the moon, which is your intuition, your divine nature, and knowing that everything ebbs and flows in life, and you just kind of go with it. And it's a path of least resistance for you, but it's a truest path for you. And I'm also getting like griffins. Are they called griffins? Those big, gosh, I have them somewhere. But anyways, I'm gonna have to look it up. They kind of defend you, defenders. I don't know what they are, but I feel like you're well protected is what that means. So that's what I have for you. Do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe if this resonates with you. Thank you so much. Much, much love to you. Until next time, namaste.